Greetings, ladies and gents. It is I, Churrasco Voltorb. How are my Churrascovites? So, because I put up a post a little while ago about what game system I should review, or what game I should review on what console next, it was a four-way tie. So I want to break the tie and just say Super Nintendo. Today we're reviewing Phantom 2040, released in 1995. Based on the popular, but not really popular, cartoon series of the time, and also the movie, and I think comics. You will know if you remember the live action movie, was Billy Zane portrayed the Phantom, which was pretty neat in my opinion. Probably his greatest role ever. Here we have a really interesting platform action game that's been dubbed a metroidvania many a times. In my opinion, maybe it's more of a. If Samus had a life bar instead of energy cells, I guess it would kind of be like that. So someone has to carry the Phantom 2040. Let's just pretend it is Billy Zane. Alright, so right after it we have start game options. There's a password. There is no battery save in this one. And then storyline, how you want to play it, complete or summarized. Summarized basically means there are no cool little cutscenes in between, which are kind of lengthy for a Super Nintendo game. Fun fact, the PAL versions in Europe only had summarized. They did not have these cool scenes, I believe, to pick from. I could be totally wrong. Let's start the game. I really like the presentation so far. How about you guys? Oh, go Billy. Chapter 1, On the Road to Extinction. I believe this is the Phantom at the Metropia University lab of April 28, 2040. And the mysterious beetle spaceship behind him. So anyways, I really do like these little scenes. I think they're well done. The graphics are decent during the scenes. So basically, it kind of touches on the story. I guess the Phantom gets his powers from this African artifact. You know, the scientist there with the abnormally long face kind of looks like Nigel from the Wild Thornberries tells him about it. But yeah, the graphics seem nice. Presentation's good. The music, along to make kind of tie up the presentation, is quite nice. I like it. It's very upbeat. You're in for some action, I guess, is what it's portraying. Yep, the lab explodes. Typical Phantom 2040 style. And this guy gets morphed into the Phantom in the year 2040. Hence Phantom 2040. It's already April in his. I mean, does he plan on just being a superhero for 8 months? Because if not, he's going to be Phantom 2041. Which is kind of not as cool sounding, I guess. Alright, so right off the rip, you have this really neat open world illusion. You can pick where to go. I'm moving around with my cursor, the little skull icon. You can imagine maybe there was some mouse compatibility. Probably not. But anyways, let's start at the university, which is, I think, where you're supposed to go. Alright. So basic left and right movement. B jumps. Y shoots your gun. X shoots your grappling hook, which you can use to get to higher platforms. University lab. Now this game, when it came out, did not really review very well. It was a mixed grab bag of an average game. And let's see, let's find out what I think about it. I think the graphics are actually very nice. I like the background. I like the androids and how they blow up. The controls are very responsive. I just think the Phantom walks kind of goofy, especially when he has his gun out. You know, it's like, hey, come here, I'm menacing you. So I think that's a little odd. Jump is decent. What I noticed in this game, look at this, I did not pause. There are like weird pausing, loading delays in this game. Alright, so this is like the first boss. There you go, grappling hook. The control is decent, but the jumping, the platforming elements are a little all over the place in my opinion. I'm not the biggest fan. His jumps feel kind of floaty. and they could be better. So there are multiple pickups, as you can see. There are pickups to get your energy bar up, which is your orange meter, basically your ammo. And then there are pickups for your health. The green bar, which is refilled by the skull icon. This guy might kick our ass, he might not. But anyways, yeah, it controls fairly well. Besides the jumping, which is very floaty, everything else is pretty decent. Now, there is also the option when you press pause to go into a little inventory screen, and if you have stockpiled first aid kits, you can use them here, or energy aid kits, which refill your ammo, basically ammunition kits. And then there are also other power-ups, like homing missiles, breakers, boomerangs, the Devastator, which I don't know, it sounds like something terrible from Eurotrip, and a spread shot. In addition to bombs, I believe explosive pellets, super explosive pellets, 10 times more explosive than the previous ones, flash pellets, and fire retardant pellets, along with the Shadow Panther, which I have no idea what that is. And I have yet to ever pick up the invisibility power-up or the armor power-up, because it is a very difficult game. Let's see if we can beat this guy up. There. Another cutscene. Bad news, Guran. The university exploded after I left. I'm having the computer trace a license plate number of biots that fled the scene. And what of Archer? He disappeared. Hope he's alright. Look, the hypercruiser is owned by Dines Industries. That's the warehouse district. Alright, so basically that kind of tells you need to go to the warehouse first. Let's go on a little detour to just the street, which is where I like to sometimes go to just collect random power-ups and blow up some robots. Not the smartest robots, I'll tell you that. But anyways, yeah, controls are decent. The graphics are pretty good. I really like the soundtrack. But other than that, as a game that's being dubbed a metroidvania, I don't see how, per se. I don't really know how, and another thing that's kind of a negative against this game, I would say, another qualm I have with it, is that you really, since there is no battery save on this game, you're kind of just expected to beat it in one sitting or just use the password system, and I'm not a big fan of password systems. The sense of getting stronger doesn't seem like it would be here. I haven't run into, like, recharging energy packs or additional energy packs besides, you know, your first aid kits, which I guess would kind of do the trick. And I haven't run into any real power-ups besides your firearm. I haven't really picked up any fancy bombs or anything like that. But it's a decent play. If you're a fan of the source material, I would imagine it's even better. But since I am limited to my knowledge of Phantom 2040 to just the brief, vague memories of the cartoon, and even more brief memories of the animated movie, or the actual live-action movie with Billy Zane, I really don't know anything about Phantom 2040. If you're a fan, by all means, go ahead and pick it up. Maybe you'll find the hidden gem that everyone is talking about. I am really on the fence about this. When I was playing it before to get acclimated with the controls, I was having a decent amount of fun and making some headway. But honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of this one. You can totally avoid this and be okay. The price is getting up there. It's not a super common card to find. So maybe for the collector in you, then maybe it's worth checking out. But other than that, I'd say Phantom 2040 is a perfectly average game that you can enjoy casually and see if this whole Metroidvania claim is enough for it. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little brief review on Phantom 2040, and hope to catch you guys on the next one. This is Churrasco Voltorb and Phantom 2040 signing out.